You can learn almost anything online for free. You can take an online course, and that'll cost around $100 to $200. Or you can go to Harvard for 4 years, and that costs $200,000. Of course, these are wildly different experiences, but now the problem is they all look pretty much the same.
Tonight we're going to be doing blockchain in the supply chain. We'll be doing a 1 hour of lecture. We're not going to get through all of the slides, not even close, so I'll be uploading them for you to review them later.
Okay, actually, Harvard looks arguably worse here.
On this episode of The Breakdown, we're going to be talking about college. What's wrong with college, what the pandemic has done to college, and the opportunity for creators like us to step into the role of educators.
And when we say creators like ourselves, we literally mean ourselves. Professor Colin.
Interesting. You didn't go with the last name.
I don't know. That's not very professional, I guess.
So yeah, we are now professors with our online storytelling course, and that's linked in the description. If you want to learn how to make videos like this one or any of the other ones that are found on our channel, you want to learn more about storytelling, you can check that out, but we'll tell you more about that later. The important thing to remember is that we are professors.
Thank you. I just imagine you were like, wow, congratulations.
I think everyone at home was like,
oh, wow, I look at those guys differently now.
Couple of professors talking to me. And if you're someone who's already purchased our course and already taken it, put that in the comments because that's awesome. We'd love to give you a little heart next to your comment. All right, here we go. Let's get into this episode of The Breakdown.
Watch The Breakdown.
Okay, so we're about to get into why college is broken. And before we do that, we just want to say that both of us went to college and we would not be the people that we are now if not for college. But the thing is, college today does not look like the college that we went to 10 plus years ago?
14 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
14 years ago, we were freshmen in college.
Okay.
Here are some photos of Colin and I as freshmen in college.
Man, I love college.
So again, college today does not look like college when we went to college. It doesn't even look like college from 1 year ago. So why is college broken?
You dropped $150,000 on a fucking education you could have got for $1.50 in late charges at the public library.
Well, it's important to understand that higher education was a market ripe for disruption far before COVID hit. For years, the price of college has increased drastically, and yet the value of it has remained pretty much the same. And when I talk about value, I mean the value that you get after you graduate.
A lot of people are graduating from college and going home again to play computer games. What I'm saying is the central story of education was if you go right through the system and qualify with a college degree, you are set for life. It's one of the things that we take for granted that is no longer true.
So specifically in the US, we were left with a ton of graduates unable to find jobs and unable to pay back their student loans.
Student loan debt in this country is now bigger than credit card debt. It's a real concern for kids, especially without a big, robust jobs market to go into.
Student loans are crazy, man.
I'm so thankful that I do not have any student loans.
Yeah. So college was already on shaky ground, and then COVID hits, and it busts the market wide open.
Harvard University is all but shutting down its campus.
We've begun transitioning to virtual instruction.
So we're seeing a number of schools moving classes online to keep students and staff safe.
Another day, another college cancellation.
Right when the pandemic hit, you couldn't do in-person education, which means that college and most forms of education were done via Zoom. And teaching in person is much different than teaching over Zoom.
Welcome to another session.
Can you unmute yourself?
I hope everybody's good. I hope you're not bored.
They had to become like Twitch streamers who could entertain people over like an hour or 90 minutes straight through a webcam.
Now, let me share the screen on my tablet since I logged in on my tablet as well.
And entertain a lot of people.
We've got 185 people here. We have 233 in the class.
Who are barely paying attention as it is. Not to make an assumption about all students, but I would imagine it's very difficult to pay attention when your lectures are all on Zoom.
If I'm sitting and learning on Zoom, you think I don't have a bunch of other tabs open? You think I'm not messaging my friends?
I didn't say I think you.
No, you.
I didn't say anything.
I'm just telling you
about how you would educate
yourself. I felt like you were attacking me.
No, I felt like you were attacking me.
Bottom line, all I'm saying is I wasn't a great student in high school, a little bit better of a student in college, but if I had to learn over Zoom, there are so many distractions in today's world, it would be so hard for me to do that.
And even when colleges weren't doing remote learning, they had no idea really how to handle the response to COVID.
The U.S. is now dealing with new outbreaks at colleges.
Over the past few months, we've seen campus COVID rates go through the roof. In the US, more than 26,000 people have been infected with COVID on college campuses. At Oklahoma State University, an entire sorority got COVID. So yeah, COVID is running rampant across college campuses, and then a lot of times colleges would close, they'd send the students home for remote learning, then after a little bit of time, they'd bring them back to campus. Too many kids would get COVID, they'd send them back home. When they brought them to school and they made them quarantine, they're giving them these terrible meals like at NYU.
Schools like NYU are going viral for what they are feeding their students while they are in quarantine.
The NYU meals that I saw feel like a very confused person watched the Firefest doc.
What if I can one-up Firefest?
Yeah, what if I can give the kids these weird lunches? It was a complete misinterpretation of the Firefest documentary.
Ultimately, the experience of college has never been worse.
He's a drama major at New York University's Tisch School of the Arts, and he is honing his craft in his parents' living room.
But the key thing to understand is that for the most part, the price has remained the same.
Now that most colleges and universities have shut their doors and switched to remote learning, many students are left wondering, why do they still have to pay the full price?
If you don't have the experience and you don't have in-person, then effectively what you have is an institution that spends billions of dollars on content and then streams it to you over broadband. And that looks, smells, and feels somewhat similar to Netflix and Disney Plus, who are charging you $120 a year and $80 a year, and now Harvard is effectively a streaming service charging $58,000 a year.
More so than ever before, students are looking for alternatives and they're asking the question, is college worth it? A study of 3.6 million students from 629 colleges indicated that undergraduate college enrollment was down 2.5%, and the largest dip in enrollment was seen in community colleges of 7.5%.
I would definitely defer.
100%. I would,
not even a question.
Without a doubt, this year, take a gap year.
There's so many other ways to learn. Like if I wanted to learn about storytelling, I would just click the link in the bio and go to Colin and Samir's online storytelling class.
From two entertaining, charismatic guys.
I mean, the price difference is crazy. And it's basically the same thing as going to Harvard. All right,
more on that
episode.
later.
Yeah.
And when value goes down or stays the same, but the price goes up, that is a key indicator that a market is ripe for disruption. I have to give credit to Professor Scott Galloway for that one because I saw him say it and it just makes a lot of sense to me. So college now has increased competition.
Now, a lot of schools have had online options for a while, but some newer forms of education have emerged. Companies like Masterclass, Skillshare, Udemy, Teachable, and even Moment, which is where we did our course.
But now the market for higher education has opened up so much that even major tech players like Google have thrown their hat in the ring. And it actually makes total sense. Google launched their Google U certification program. And these are 6-month certification programs that are taught online. The 4 certification programs that Google launched with are tied to growing job markets backed by data and are statistically designed to result in a job for the current job market, unlike the college curriculums that are predominantly designed for the job market of 40 years ago.
Also, I gotta say, the Google brand is so strong, it's like arguably competes with an Ivy League, right?
Yeah, like I'm Google certified.
Yeah, I got my degree from Google. Sounds really, really prestigious. Is it prestigious or is it prestigious?
Prestigious. I don't know.
I feel like prestigious people say prestigious.
Someone in the comments of one of our videos recently said, Colin, can you please learn to say niche?
It's niche. Right. Yeah.
Well, now I know.
Not very prestigious of you.
Is it prestigious? Now, Google is actually the perfect company to get into the online education market, and it's because of their link to YouTube and YouTube's creators. The problem with a lot of online education right now is that so many of the professors are not taught or prepared to be engaging. They don't know how to entertain through video. Google U doesn't currently have creators as professors quite yet, but imagine if they actually did partner with YouTube creators to build their courses. Think about it, like who's actually equipped right now to entertain and teach through video? Who can actually create video quickly enough to respond to the state of the world and the job markets that actually need training?
It's pretty powerful to combine Google's ability to understand data and where the jobs are going to go with creators' ability to create short-form, engaging, educational content.
And who are already doing it for Google They're just, for the most part, offering it for free. Hank Green has built an entire YouTube channel called Crash Course, and those videos are shown in high schools throughout the entire world.
We just want to make educational content that's helpful for as many people as possible.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is you can learn a lot right now just by typing something into YouTube that you want to learn.
I mean, you can learn how to manage your finances. You can learn how to buy your first home. Like, you can learn all of these different things on YouTube. The only thing is there's no specific track that has the Google stamp of approval that shows other people that you are now certified in this discipline. And that's where I think there's this huge opportunity for Google U and YouTube creators to come together to create these new online curriculums.
You know how they should brand it is Google U, but instead of the U, it's the
U from YouTube.
U from YouTube, yeah. Google YouTube.
You're welcome, Google. Free consulting from Colin and Samir.
Well, I didn't say it was free, but...
Oh, that's... Okay, yeah. Okay, so why is this a good thing?
As technology creators and education continue to come together, they can react with curriculum that pops up quickly and reacts to the job market at affordable prices.
Now, that's a net positive for society because when you have affordable prices for education, more people can get educated with jobs that will result in income. If you want to be a YouTube creator right now, there is literally no school in the world that you could attend, no traditional school. And yet it's one of the most sought after careers. And that's a lot of the reason why we launched our online storytelling course, is to give people a roadmap for how you actually could make creating a career.
So our online storytelling course talks about the fundamentals of storytelling. And we both believe that storytelling is one of the most important skill sets to have no matter what you're doing, if you're just trying to bring an idea to life. This course specifically focuses on YouTube videos. We talk about titles, thumbnails, how to develop an audience, how to craft a good story that keeps people watching and makes them share. Now, one thing we did mention is that the cool thing about online learning is that it can constantly update. So we just added a whole nother hour to our course where we take you behind the scenes of making this video. So that's everything from concepting the idea to scripting it, to crafting the thumbnail, production of it, post-production, pressing publish, all of that. Everything that went into making this video is now added to the course.
There are literally moments of this exact recording session that you're not seeing because they're in our online storytelling course. So again, the link is in our description and you can use the code TELLBETTERSTORIES to get 10% off at checkout, and you'll get access to not only the entire storytelling course, but also 5 new segments that show you the behind the scenes of this exact video that you're watching right now.
So the major takeaway from this video is to recognize that college is changing and there's an opportunity for disruption. And the opportunity really lies with creators and those who know how to make engaging video content to educate students. All right, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put in the comments which creator would you like to see an online course from.
We'll be randomly selecting one of those comments and giving that person a free version of our course.
Watch the breakdown.
But I think like consumers and students, they want to learn from creators. Like for me, if I was to take any course, it would just be like How to Dress Cool by Joe Greer.
I think about that every day. I just don't understand
I don't
how
get it,
one
man.
guy can look so cool.
What's the deal, Joe?
How do you do it?
If you guys don't know who Joe Greer is, he's a photographer. The guy looks so cool. I would also take a course from Kelly Stamps. She's just like very cool. I would take like a creative writing class from her.
Yeah. I'm still predominantly interested in the Joe Greer Tiny Beanie course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Kelly Stamps. I think that's great. Where I'm at in my life right now is I'm just in need of a way to hide bad hair days and still look cool.
Yeah, you could have used one today.
I got few things, but if you need $1 bill in your blue jeans, I'ma throw it to you, honey, like I'm Drew Brees. I'm just happy that my crib got 2 cents.